Hello and welcome to my craft room. Today's video should be the finale of the Vintage Victorian Shabby Winter Journal. Uh, I'm using the digital kit by A Jewel Design. And I hope to get it all done today. If I don't, then you'll see the completion in the flip through. I should have that up as the next video. So this is the last 4 pages, and we're going to go through those now. I've got everything prepared, so it should go fast. Famous last words, right? So anyhow, we're going to use this little journal card that came in the kit. I thought that was very cute, like a little dove. And I've picked out little goodies to put on here. Now we're going to go with covering up this line that I have on the top up here. This is where I Frankensteined it again. This is where you can see the pretty poinsettia, and I doubled it with another page I printed out that also had the poinsettia, and I made it look like it was one. So we're going to have to cover this piece here that I had to put at the top, and we're going to use some pretty little lace, just some ecru colored woven crochet lace. And it's just going to go on just like this. I could have got fancy and put a little ribbon through this hole that it had, but I just, I didn't want to take away from the beautiful poinsettia. So we're just going to leave it like it is here. Push that down to where it's straight. Okay, now the next piece we're going to do is a pocket down here at the base. And it's going to be to hold the journal card. I'm going to leave this for actually something else, maybe a letter, a pretty piece of paper that could be put in there, something along those lines. And we're just going to put a little bit of ink on the outside here. I want to thank everybody so much for spending some of your time with me today. And I really appreciate all the new subscribers, all my old subscribers. They are so much appreciated. I would have never thought I would have gotten this far. It was just doing some videos of me having playtime. You could definitely call this playtime. Okay, we're going to put that down right here in the corner with regular Fairly Arts glue. And I'm going to have to probably put my piece in here. I haven't gusseted this pocket. I didn't want it to be a tall pocket, just to rest in. So we're going to actually put our bird journal card down there and see where he needs to be. And I'm going to leave him under there so it remembers how much it's got to expand out, I guess you would say. They always talk about training the paper. You have to train the paper, and it will have a memory when it's given certain clues. Is that how they describe it? All right, I've got this piece of lace that I thought to put on the top here to mimic up there, but I wanted to also put this on here. So I guess we'll put that second so you can actually see it. It says peace, and I thought since this is a beautiful dove, that the Christmas definition for peace would be perfect. These are the Vintage Christmas Dictionary pages that you can find in A Jewel Design on Etsy. And I've been trying to use them throughout my journal here. I've never made a journal that was, well, I guess you could say completely one designer. I have cheated. I have put a few other things from my stash in here, I do admit. Actually, I think I'm going to point this down instead of up so I don't hinder my word. Let's try that. See how that works. Oop, I just drug it through there, didn't I? And it'll stick out the bottom just a little bit. Give you a little clue of what's coming up on that page. All right, now we're going to get to our description and put that down. I usually love it when it's nice and quiet and peaceful. It's I used to work at Walmart, and I was near one of the entrance doors, and those buggies would beat together so much, and it just drove me wacky, you know. It was so hard to hear it, and I would just come home and listen to nothing. I would not even watch TV. I'd read. So the house was totally, totally quiet. I used to say I should have became a lighthouse keeper because I sometimes like to be isolated and not be around any noise or people. And to this day, I love lighthouses. You can't see that. I'm sorry. I've got a tendency to go to the right. Um, yes, I to this day I love a lighthouse. I have gone to several of them on the Outer Banks and saw the beautiful variation in all the different lighthouses. Bodie Island, Cape Hatteras. We would go there quite a few years when me and my husband first got married, and we would go down to Hatteras, and that's where you had to stop because the Outer Banks stopped at that point. And then one year we went across on a ferry and went to Ocracoke Island, and that's where Blackbeard was. Kind of interesting. Oh, me with my crazy history. But the thing I found the most interesting was none of the plants, trees, bushes were over like 10 feet tall. All right, we're done with this page. That is complete. Now we're going to go back here and do this page. And I have a fancy little fold here to show you. And it was seen first on Gail Augustinelli's page, Facebook or YouTube channel. I'm sorry, but it's just this. It's what was it size wise? Oh, got the wrong end here. Sorry. It is about 8 inches tall and 4 inches wide. And all you do is you fold it in half, and then you fold down to the corners. But then what you have to make sure of is, because it's going to be glued down, this is my spine here, or where we're going into the spine. I want it to open up like this, because I'm going to have some bulk on this side with the next project. So I want it to go out like this, and you're able to write on it. And you can write on those parts, whatever you choose to write on. But we're going to glue this whole side down here. And I just covered it. I had one page, and I didn't want that white to be showing on the opposite page, so I just covered it with some of my scraps from the kit here. All right, that should work. We're going to find our corner. Doesn't have to be dead center. It could be up a little bit. I just fell in love with this thing, and I worked and worked at it to figure out how to get it to work for me. But usually it's you put it on the outside edge of your page and you pull it up. That's how she showed it. And she didn't come up with it, I don't believe. I think there was, I should be kept that. I think there was somebody that sent it to her. They would send her lots of things for her to use. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put this little guy down here on the bottom, and he will be our pull. That's how somebody's going to know that they're supposed to pull this. Am I off the page again? I'm off the screen. I'm so sorry. I have to try to teach myself. All right, and we're going to put it right here. Glue that down. And I've got hopeful on that side. Whoops, and kind on that side. I guess I should have turned kind around. I will fix that. I have other ones over here. I'll fix that for the final flip through. Okay, I've got myself some tea bag. My lady kind of falls into the background too much. So I want to put a little tea bag behind her. So we're just going to do a little rip. This was a spare piece I had. And you know me, my tea bag. Give it a little roughness. It doesn't need to be totally straight edged. Okay, there we go. And I'll put that down, and then I'll stick her on top. I thought this was, it's a simple design, or a simple little piece, but I just thought it was, it flew the moon. It was just, it was matching all my check marks, because, you know, to have it be purposeful and do the things I want it to do. Okay, we're going to put our little word right there. Mary. Mary could be her name. Mary could be her state of mind. Okay. I think right there. Was she gonna be hiding it, isn't she? Well, we're gonna put it right inside. How about that? So soon, oh, not right there, right here. There we go. So you come inside and you'll get the magic word. These were, this lady is from one of her sets of cutouts. She's not in the actual digital anywhere, so I thought she would be nice to have here since she was a different face. It looks like she's been out collecting something. I'm not sure what that is. Something to deck the halls with, I'm sure. Alright, I'm going to put these on here, and then I'm done with this page. See, these are clicking along at a nice pace, aren't they? Put that here. And of course, we got to get our gold on here. And I'm leaving the whole rest of this page for them to write on. I've been needing to leave a little room for writing because I just get out of hand. I want to decorate. Okay, where do I want to put that one? Here, we're going to do this. We're going to put it right on top. This was a layering snowflake stamp. It went, I had that as one of the pieces, and you put all three of them on top of each other. And I don't know if I've ever really built the snowflake like that. I usually will use them separately. Okay, that is done. And our next page, we can put this off to the side. Pretty little bird. Having to figure out which way to go with that. Okay, now this one is going to be a sweater page. And I'm going to have to pull the rest of this off of my screen here, so I have room to work. I have a few things here I may use. I love this little Ohio Star thing here, and I may use some of that. I want to use, let's do all the cozy things, since this is a sweater, and it should be cozy. Now this, you can, I'm going to do a video link at the end to see how I did this sweater. And you want to keep your journals nice and warm. It's getting chilly out there, so it's time to put a sweater on them. But what this sweater will do is it just goes around here on the edge of your page, and you're going to just use a paper clip to hold it in there. Now, I'm not going to do the 2 tags for it right now. I'll have that in the flip through for you. But this was just to show you what it's going to look like. And I've got this, which looks like a snowflake. It's a stamp, and I'm going to put this on the background just for something else to see. So let me get a stamp block and I'll be back. And since I don't have a stamp block this big, I think I'm going to cheat and just use the piece of acetate that they sent it on. And I don't want a planned design. I just want it to be variegated. So we're going to just do that. And we're just going to go here and lay it down. And let it do what it wants to do. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Let me see. I don't want to have it too planned on the edges like that straight line. So I need to stay away from my edges. All right. Well, let me get my lip back here. There we go. Do I need to try to match it up? I'm going to go right there. Oh, that's kind of different. This is one of my stained pages, dyed pages I did earlier. And I'm going to go over, so I need to put something under me. Okay. One more little area. I don't believe I'm doing the other side. I'm only going to do this side. Okay, there we go. That'll work. I just wanted something different. Something to look like snowflakes and would bring your eye in. And what we're going to do real quick is make us a, they call them altered paper clips, but I'm going to use this little guy and 2 of these little snowflakes, and I think that's it. I'm needing to find me a piece of paper to use that the snowflakes will go on, and what you'll do is how it usually works. You fold, put your paper clip in there, and then do I want to do that? Is that going to totally, no, I think I'm going to change my mind on this. I think maybe I'll just put it on both sides like that. I believe that's how we'll do it. I don't want all of that paper. I thought maybe I could do it the way I did before, but this will work better. Okay, we're going to put glue on all of our corners. And, oops. Well, it's moving. Okay, stop moving. And then we're going to put this on top of it, and we're going to see if we can get it to hold and match up. I'm going to use our bone folder. But the trick is to get this one in the very centered hold, because that's what's going to keep it on our paper clip. There we are. I think that's working good. I like that. Now, you don't have to make those convoluted paper clips you see everybody making online. You can make something simple just like this. Some people just tie a little ribbon in their paper clip. All right, that works for me. So it goes on the side here, like that. And that's all you need to do. And it'll stick out of your book. Whoops, it's wiggling a little bit. Probably needs to dry. But that's all we're going to do to this page. And see, you don't have to do anything to the back page because it's already done. You have your sweater on it. All right, let that dry. And when you know it, I'm getting ahead of myself. I forgot about these stamps that I wanted to do. So if I put this right there and put my saying over top of it, I think that will work out good. I guess I'll just go back in with this picked raspberry. It's picked raspberry. Oh, part of my filming system fell off. I have to put it back together. Excuse me. That holds my two pages or rods apart up here, and it keeps my phone able to film in between them. So it must have came out when I was wiggling around. Oh, funny. Okay, so we're going to go up across the top here to mimic the bottom. I love this Ohio star. It's just so pretty. And it's easy to match up if my paper will cooperate. It's wanting to curl on the edge. There we go. There. I think that'll work. I don't need to go all the way out. So that one's done. And now I'm going to do all the cozy things. Because I was thinking this would be cozy to have a sweater. So I decided that had to be the word I used. Let's do all the cozy things. I'll put that right up here. Okay, now we're done. I've got let's do all the cozy things and our little Ohio star pattern and our sweater. Now, ooh, and I got a little bit back there, but I'll fix that. I will fix that for the final flip through. Now here, this is kind of interesting. This came with this little girl and this one. And what it was is you were to make a pocket. It was to be an overlapping pocket like this in the kit. Or it could be, and then you'd have a tuck here, a tuck there. Or you could expand it out. I think you could use it in that capacity if you would like almost a full page. But what I decided to do is to make this similar to my zipper pocket. And I will do a link at the end for a video on how I did my zipper pocket. But that's how we're going to assemble this page. And it's going to be done just like that. And what we have to do is go in with our last ones first. And I'm going to not go all across the page because I don't want this part to show. So I'm going to glue that part first and then put them down. So it needs to be just about like that. If you don't know where your beginning and ends are, you can do the page or the piece here and then the piece there and a little bit of the center, and then you'll have it. And you won't have to worry about over gluing. So that's the first piece is done. Our second piece is this one, and all I did was take the original and lay it over two pieces of paper that I wanted to use for this. So that's all you had to do. And you got your extra pieces. Oh, I think I went up to, I did. Why did I go up like that? Why, oh why? Okay. There we go. We're going to try to match it up to where our little piece chops off. There we are. And the last piece with the pretty, pretty little nostalgic girl. I just love this little girl. She just reminds me of a Norman Rockwell kind of a photo. All right, and we're going to cross our fingers that all of our pieces are about the right distance apart. Because I wasn't checking that as I went along here, you saw. All right, so we're going to go in with the back one first. And how far apart do we need them? We don't want the background to show through. So what we need to do is stair step these. Where's your background? There we go. Okay. So that's what we need to do, right like that. And I think what I will do is go ahead and glue this edge here to get that down. Glue this edge here. And those are going to keep it together for me exactly where I want it to be. Exactly. This may be sticking over a little bit. Oop, it is. We can fix that. Let me do a little trimming. I think it might just be this one it's out of sync. All right, let's see if that did it. Not quite, not quite. Let's go down through here then. Now, that should have done it. I keep saying that. Ugh. All right, I had to get in there and fix it off, off screen so it wouldn't be going back and going back. So anyhow, this is what it looks like. And we're going to go down each one of our sides like this. And then across the bottom. Man, I'm making shadows on the screen, but I had brought an extra light back here the other day, but it kept making everything yellow. Every time I get close to give you a close-up of something, it just it washed it out. Didn't like it, so I didn't bring it back again. All right, this is our piece all the way down. We're going to put a little decoration on it. I have an extra snowflake, and I'm going to put him over here. I'll be right back. All right, that is done, and this is what she looks like. I put the snowflake down. I had a little heart from the mittens the other day, and I put that in the center. And how this works is you can go all the way down. Like here, this will go in here. In here, you can go way down. I mean, that one keeps going. So that is a neat little pocket in case you want to try something different. Don't forget to look at the end for my video link. Now with this, I'm going something simple. I'm going just to do the doily with a snowflake and the same kind of little design almost did on the previous page. Okay, that's how I finished this one. I even put a little dictionary meaning for love since I used a heart in the middle. And you'll have to let me know in the comments if you think I've overdone it with pink in this journal. I'm curious. I'm a cool hues kind of a girl. I like blues, purples, greens, but yeah, you'll have to let me know if I did it a little overboard. Now, this door came from the Mente's door book, and I thought that looked like she might be heading toward her door, and here's her window. And I'm going to make it a flip. instead of doing a hinge, I'm just going to use, actually I'm doing it the opposite way. I need to fold it this way. I just use 2 little scrap pieces of paper, and I'm going to just glue them down. I'm hoping the book itself will help keep this closed. Let me go ahead and give it that kind of a situation. Now you can use washi tape if you would choose to use that instead of how I'm doing it. Washi tape is pretty strong, and it's a good swinger. It will go back and forth repeatedly, and you won't have to worry about it being, you know, torn or anything. You might want to reinforce it with a little glue, of course, which how we do a lot of items we put washi on. It's not the best in the sticky department. Certain brands aren't anyway. And all we're going to do is put a little bit of glue here to glue it down so our lady can go in her door. I'm going to stick it right here as a little ornament. I don't want to cover the little ornament, so I'll put it right there. I'm going to burnish it. There we go. I thought that'd be kind of cute. Burnish the inside. There we are. There's that page. Now, the very last page is this one. And I had to close with the beautiful door. You know, that is my favorite part of this kit. Now, here's one of the tags that came with the kit. And that goes in here. And I thought that was a little girl and her mother out decking the stoop, the threshold. And we're going to decorate this up right here. Now, I wondered if you knew what the meaning and where threshold came from. You know, your door threshold. It's the piece that goes across the bottom. In a lot of old English cultures and stuff, you've got a board that used to go over, like the mid 1500s and the real old days. They would have a board that actually went across the base of their doorway. That was the threshold because it held in the thresh, which was what their floor was back then. They didn't have, you know, nice flooring like we do. They had either dirt, and usually that's what was under the thresh, which was like a straw product. And they would just throw all kinds of hay and stuff on there to catch whatever hit the floor, you know. It wasn't always a pleasant thing that hit the floor either. And then it's just like mucking a stall. They would clean it out and go back and put more thresh in there. But that's the meaning and the beginning of the word threshold. Like you bring your bride over the threshold. I thought that was kind of a neat thing. All right, I'm going to finish these guys and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got all the snowflakes on. I centered this one with some of these little cheapy dots that you can get at the Dollar Tree. That carries my color down. We have this, our beautiful tag, and I put the word vintage on the back of it to go in here. And I've got this little piece of this flocking netting that was left over from the other day. I'm going to actually glue it right down here, because it would give the impression of snow being on the stoop. I'm going to try not to get the glue everywhere, but that's how we're going to finish this. I really appreciate everybody visiting, and I hope you enjoyed this little series I did. And don't forget to check out these couple of videos that I'm posting to see about the sweater and the zipper pocket. Thank you so much. Everybody have a great day.